Well, good evening and welcome to another Scale Model Ninja. Tonight we'll be carrying on with the EC3 AWACS. I've been playing around with a few little bits here and there, and basically having a bit of fun with it. So far we've got the cockpit mostly put together, and we'll go over that in a little while. Just a quick update. Just like to say big thank you to Nigel's Modelling Bench for the shout out last week, and yeah, it was very surprising. I now have over it's very close to 200 subscribers to my channel, which I am very, very grateful to him for, because of his little shout out for my channel. And hopefully Nigel will be watching this, and thank you very much, mate, much appreciated. And yeah, very, very surprised and very, very grateful at the same time. So tonight, as I said, we're going on with the E3C AWACS, which is another quite a big aircraft, so it should be an interesting build. But there's not really a lot to it. It's made by Hella, and there was two different variants that I could have done, which was the NATO version or the US Air Force one. I'm doing the US Air Force one this time round, but I should hopefully intend doing the NATO one at some other point down the zone. But I've just got to find another kit somewhere. Last week we'd got the undercarriage done and the cockpit, and we've got the tail pieces put together, so we'll carry on from there. But first of all, we'll just have a quick look in chat and see who's around. So first one in is Cora Pink, otherwise known as Mrs. M. Oh, wait, the mouse up. There we go. And she's saying hello everyone. And you got Marcus Brunham saying hi Ross and Cora. Hiya Marcus. Or shall we say Care Bear. Then we've got Cora saying hi to Marcus, and then Marcus Brunham saying very cute intro. Yeah, because we've got a new intro now, just for Christmas. So got Santa going tits up over his arse in the end. So that's quite funny. And then we've got Candygram from Ongrowing. Good evening, Candy. Welcome to the show, Jeff. He's saying hi to Ross, Marcus, Cora, and all in chat. And Cora is going, lol, best bit to come yet, Marcus. That's basically the end of the actual intro. And then you've got Cora saying hi to Candy. And then Marcus Brun saying hi to Candy. So that's it at the moment. Not so many people in. So hopefully we'll have a few more soon. You never know. And then probably have a few people lurking in the background. If so, welcome to all you lot, and hope you enjoy the show tonight. So I've also been playing around with a few bits of Warhammer this week, doing some more basically for my little lads Chaos Army, not Chaos, I mean Blood Angels Army I should say. So I've been doing the Intercessor squad for him. Now I'm using all the Space Marines from the new Imperium magazine, so I'll be using all them ones for his army only, and I do have a box set which is what I'll be using for mine, so I'll be using them for doing my usual little colour scheme, which is metallic blue and red. So we'll go over to the Matcam. Got snowy flakes now. So yeah, there we go. Hope you can all hear me still properly. So as we were last week, we got the cockpit all built in. So zoom in on that for a minute. There we go. Make it a bit easier. And so we've got the cockpit put together, and then we had all this up. I've actually done the first coat of grey on it just to see how it look, and I've actually masked off the white bits. So, and that's the 3 tail section pieces. So we'll get the second coat of grey onto that soon, and then I can, once I've got the actual whole of the body put together and everything, I will then give it a spray coat of gloss. It must be a sort of like matte sort of version, I think. Not sure, but it's either gloss or matte anyway, because it does actually indicate saying it's a gloss grey. But I'm doing everything in matte, and then I'll just gloss over it afterwards. Now we've got Hugh Gordon who's joined us. So evening, Hugh. Welcome to the show. So yeah, some of the things I've been doing on the starting of the week, during the week, is I've been doing my little horses, and these are for my Tuesday build. So I've managed to get both of the horses done, and these are for the Celestial Hurricanum. So yeah, they're all now sorted, ready to rock and roll for next Tuesday. And I've also managed to get the base plate of the cart sorted out. So I managed to do all that and sort of like all the metal work and everything on it. So that part's all ready. Me little dudes for my eldest son's army. So there's two of them I've got done so far. There we go. You see him a bit better now. So yeah, these are the Intercessor squad, and they were in these colours of the red and yellow ones that he wanted doing. So yeah, that's for his army. And the other guys, yeah, that's all them coming along nicely. There's 5 of that for this squad to do, so they're all getting done slowly. You got Cora Pink saying hi to Q, and then Marcus saying very Christmassy indeed. I hope so. And then you got Marcus saying hi to Hugh, and Candygram from Mongo saying hi to Hugh. So tonight we're going to be concentrating on the engines. Now I have been playing around a bit with the body and noticed that with, like most long kits, or big kits I should say, you do need to put these retainers in. Well, I'll just take out a zoom. There we go. So I'll give you a better view. So I put these in to spread this part out, because when I join it to the wings without any of them in, mark up where I put them. Marked up where I put them. So basically, when I put it in the wing, it leaves a rather large gap, which is nothing unusual. So along the wing seam, there is quite a big gap where these wings join on. So you can't really see that. Let's see if I can turn it light a bit more. There we go. So you got this massive, great big gap down here, and I noticed this basically happens near enough with all large kits that I do. The wings never join to the body very well. So one way I felt trying to actually deal with it, just getting a couple of bits of screw and make them slightly wider than the body, and get these in position again. There we go. Put them slightly wider than the body, so it just brings this out a bit better. Yeah, there we are. So now, when I join it to the wing, the seam gap is near enough gone. Nothing a bit of when you sort of close it together a bit, and you add a bit of filler to it, just not as much. They basically fit together really, really nicely. So that's what I've had to do. Yeah, that's what I've got to do for that. I've got to do quite a bit of masking on the wings. Yep. All the white part that I've got at the front here, or the back of the wing, they've all got to be masked off ready, so don't get the grey paint all over it. So that's what I'll be doing with them later on. Let's see who we've got here now. Oh god, chat suddenly jumped up a bit. Let's have a quick look. Look over. We've got William Rayburn joining us saying hi Ross, hi everyone. And then you've got Cora saying hi to William, Marcus saying hi to William, Hugh saying hi to Cora, liking the snow effects. And then we've got JC Bricks and Bills, James in saying evening Ross and everyone in chat. And you've got Cora Pink saying hi to James, Marcus saying hi to James. And then you've got James saying hi Cora and Marcus. And then Hugh Gordon saying hi Jeff, Marcus, James and William. And you've got Cora Pink saying thanks to Hugh. And then you got James saying hi Hugh. And Hugh's trying to chat me missus up by saying you're welcome lass. Behave. And then we've got Dark Roan Modelling. Good evening lad, how you doing? He's saying good evening Chief and Cora. Apologies we have been here sooner, but got absorbed into my 135th Academy M3 build. Nice. But glad to be here once again. Well, nice to have you in, mate. Then you got Marcus Blown saying hi to DRM. And you got Cora saying hi to DRM. Good to have you here. And good evening. He's also saying now, good evening fellow modelers. Hope you're all well and enjoying your modelling. We certainly are, one way or another. So yeah, that's what I've got to do with them. So I've marked the little beam here with a bit of green paint, just so I know that that's the front one, because they're both different sizes, so I know exactly which ones are going in where. I'll just put them over there with the front of that, and we'll stick you there for a minute. So tonight we'll be sticking the engine together. First of all, I need all the engine pod pieces. And these are all marked up, so we should hopefully figure out which ones go to which and whereabouts they go, because sometimes these can be a bit fun. When I did my last one, I almost put them in the wrong order. So this time around I will be marking them up to know which order they go into and which place they actually go to on the wings. And then we've got Crazy Kit Builder just joined us saying bah humbug. Obviously not a fan of the Christmas. Never mind. We've also got Wendy Hickson saying thank you for the stickers, Hugh Gordon. Stickers? You got Wendy Hickson saying hi everyone, hope you're all keeping well. I'm still not very well, but getting there. Well, I'm glad to hear you're getting better, Wendy. Good to hear you. Then we've got Cora saying hi to Wendy, Marcus saying hi to Wendy, and then Marcus saying hi Crazy. So first of all we want 21 and 22. So yeah, these were the engine pods are actually all got the nations on the inside saying A, B, C and D. So when you actually stick them onto the wings, you know which order to put them in. And this is the part I forgot to mark up last time when I did it, because I forgot to put the A, B, C, D in on the outside of the engine pods at the same time, which I will sort out this time around, I should say. So we'll start off with pod A. This is a paint mix that I make up myself, and I find it's a bit better when especially whenever I've used metallic paints and the darker ones, and I'll just basically throw it all into the one pot, the leftovers, so then they just basically give it like a nice a burnt effect on it, because it does do a call out for gunmetal, but with this I've got a mixture of rust, copper, aluminium, gunmetal, the lot, black metal, so it sort of gives a slight little reflective effect on the actual things. And do the other sections as well, and stuff. I'll speed this up a bit. And these can be drying out because it's fairly quick dries off with it being all acrylic paints. They dry fairly quickly. And this is probably mostly about a 90% mix of acrylic air paints. So yeah, it gives it like a different multicoloured effects on it and everything like that. That's what I like this mix. And I generally use it on tank tracks for me Warhammer stuff, and even me World War II. That's mainly with the rust effect in it, and it sort of gives it old worn tracks. There we go, that's that one's then sorted out. Okay, so the first part that needs to go in, it's separated a minute. To make sure they go together properly. So, obviously, a little bit proud there, so I'll just trim that back. And there. So yeah, that's that done. That, believe it or not, is not a Revell Aqua acrylic. As I said, it's a mixture I've made up myself, and I do have some, but a lot of my other ones I've actually, when I run them out or they've been used up, I'll just generally clean the pots out and then use them again for mixing my own paints in. We've got Crazy Kit Builders doing some of his electric thingamajiggies, I think, there by the looks of it. Dark Ronin saying, is this a 148 scale build, Chief, or is it a Behemoth 172nd? This is actually a 172nd kit, but it is a large one. It's the AWACS. So yeah, it's quite a big kit, even for 72nd. Now these ones, little engine, fan blades and everything, I've actually painted them up just before the start of the show. Hopefully they'll fit into position. Okay. And because I've actually painted where they're gluing to, I've got to use my normal sticky stuff. Get it. Oh, actually in position. Now with these parts, I should be able to stick them together like so, and then use the Tamiya Thin for it, and that should, in all theory, glue these together. So that's pod number 8 put together. And we'll paint the outside of that in a minute. See. Random question, what's the best Tamiya TS silver spray to use for the undercarriage on a 148 Lightning F6? For the undercarriage, well, I normally use my Vallejo acrylic aluminium, and that is a sprayable one through the thing, but for doing that, I mean, that's what you can use. I mean, other than that, I don't generally use Tamiya, so I'm probably not the best one to ask for that one. But for doing the outside of yours, you've got a larger aircraft to paint, because you're doing the 48 Lightning, aren't you? If that's the case, maybe to help you on spraying it after you've masked up and everything, try going into something like Halford or something like that and getting the aluminium spray or whatever for that way. You got Dark Ronin saying upcycling the pots, very good idea, like it. Yeah, these are extremely handy pots, and it took me for about a year when I first started using these pots to realise that when you take these bits off the front, they actually connect and make a little paint pot at the front, so you can actually use them that way, and then you just basically lock them up. But yeah, never waste them little pots, they're brilliant little things, and they do keep your paints very, very well. That's that one done. Now we'll just mark this one up basically. Yeah, it's me, one of my woodworking pencils. Number B next. Wait. Then we're going to do the same thing again. We'll just take one of these off. To make sure these go together fine. We've got Crazy Kit Builder saying, do you know you can get retractable handle for the Swan Morton scalpels? Yes, I did know that you can actually get them, but I suppose I'm sort of used to using these. It don't really bother me, to be honest with you. I mean, I started using these type of scalpel blades when I'm actually doing decorating work, We've got Crazy Kit Bill Hyatt. I have a retractable Swan Morton scalpel. They're a great bit of kit to have. Yeah, I mean, I suppose most people it's up to the different way they handle the scalpel. I mean, I've got mostly these types of. I prefer them that way. Old school, I suppose. Yep. A bit of that one. I'm used to handling them, so I'm quite happy to have my scalpel like that. Some people are, some people aren't. Stick that there. There you go. Shoot in place. Okey-dokey. I've got you in the right place now. Yep, there we go. Then Crazy Kit Builder saying Tamiya AS12 spray paint, bare metal silver. There you go. And so I'm not a big Tamiya user, so I wouldn't actually know which is probably the best one to get or use. The only Tamiya paints that I actually own or use are the clear coat paints, and that's it. I don't use any of the other ones because with being mainly a brush painter, it's one of those things. They don't brush paint very well as far as I feel. Crazy Kit Builder saying Tamiya do 2 sets of spray paints, AS Aircraft series for planes and TS Tank series for armor kits. There we go. So you want the AS 12. Number B. And we've got Dark Raven saying I've been thinking of going back to using acrylic paints as not getting on well with the enamels. Do you recommend them? Yep. Purely because it's less waiting time for waiting for paint to dry, and your acrylics are a lot less toxic than the enamels, so you're not stinking out the place where you're working or anything like that. And that does help, especially when you're painting inside. And you got James saying thanks guys, we'll have a look. And then we've got Marcus Bronze saying building my acrylic paint collection, used to do all in enamel but switching over to acrylics. And not that I'd actually ever forced you into doing anything like that, Marcus, but I know you have got a rather big box of I might have hinted slightly that there was some good acrylics for you to use. So yeah, Marcus is now collecting Vallejo paints. So with the Vallejos, you've got the 2 different distinctions, which is the model colour and the model air. Your game colours are the same as your model colour, basically. But the model game is where you get all the brighter and more garish colours that people use for like gaming figures and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, Vallejo, very good entry level paints, and I find them easy enough to use, and your model air from Vallejo you can generally use straight into an airbrush, no problems, and you can paint straight out like that. Cora Pink saying, for personal choices, Dark Robin, there are pros and cons for both types. Yep. And we've got Marcus Ron saying, hee hee, all good advice. Yep. And then we've got Crazy Kit Bill saying, if you want to brush paint Tamiya paint, add a few drops of Tamiya paint retarder to the paints first. Yeah, I mean, there's all different ways of painting stuff. I just basically don't use Tamiya paints. I've never been a big fan of them, and I think they're overpriced for what they are. So I'll generally, as I said, only use the clear coat Tamiyas. And the last one. Yes, there is a lot of problems with yellow colour paints. As Crazy Kit was just saying, just avoid a model air dark yellow, it's rubbish. Yeah, totally agree with you. With yellows, it is very much hit or miss how they perform, because they're very, very opaque, sadly. They don't have very good opacity. Now, for me, when I'm using yellow, I will prefer to use my Citadel yellow. As it's got very good opacity, which means it's got a very good depth of colour, basically. Dark Raymond saying, Chief, I was asking your recommendation on the Revell Aquacrylics. Are they good for, or perhaps go for something else? I had used Vallejo in the past, and on several occasions paint kept flaking off. You'll get that with any paint, I suppose. It all depends on what you're priming with. I've noticed with sort of like the Vallejos in the past, I have had some flaking off and everything like that. But if you're using a acrylic primer, and I don't use actually a modelling acrylic primer, I use a primer from Halfords. And I find once I use that, I don't generally have any problems with Vallejo paint. They generally stick together. Well, they stay onto the kit very, very well. There we go. And that's engine product number D. That's them. Yeah, so acrylics, I mean the Aquas ones are good little paints. Don't get me wrong, they are very nice little paints to use. I have a number of them. As I said, like as Crazy Kit Bill was saying, yellows again can be a problem. And as I said, I use basically 2 different yellows from Citadel, and that's the Avalon Sunset as a base colour for it. And then if you want a really bright yellow on top, finish it off, you basically use a couple of coats of the Flash Gits one, and you get a nice yellow finish, which is basically that. So yeah, you can get quite a nice finish off it. So you get a nice yellowish colour. But yeah, I use that as a base colour, and it is very good that way. Corey, yeah, definitely. Mrs. H, definitely not a fan of my enamels. I've suffered a few headaches using them, so time for a change, methinks. Marcus, always great advice on here. All you guys are a fab bunch. Oh, thank you very much. That's what we're all here for, really. Help each other out. And as long as we all enjoy what we do. That's the new one. Well, that's the new one. So yeah, I'm using a Sky Grey for this model. That's the one I want. Huge. Now, I noticed that with Sky Grey, it does take a couple of coats just to give it a better finish. I generally find that I have to do it half this way, and we'll leave that bit to dry. So I'll stand him up on end. And if we stand them up in order, then we're not going to get them mixed up. B. Oops. Actually, D. Boom. Oh, come on. Sorry, I've mixed up my own order now. Let's see. Enamels will definitely do that. One reason I don't use them. Yeah, I think enamels have their use still, but a lot of people just don't use them anymore because of, one, as I said, drying time, and 2, because of the smell, and people do get more headaches and that lot from them, which is understandable due to them being oil based. I mean, it's like no different to when you're using lacquers. They have the same effect on people. On some people, they can do. That's number C. And we've got D. Now, as you can see, I'm using a wider brush because it gives it a better, smoother finish in the end. Okay. Give them a few couple of minutes to dry out. How's that one doing? Oh, that's good enough. Yeah, it's a good thing about acrylics, you can do things like this and you can get them done a lot quicker. I don't. So you was that wrong, weren't you? Oh, somebody's forgot to put their phone on silent, i.e. me. It's going a bit mad. And you got Marcus Brown saying, "Dear Em, I try to absorb as much as I can handle from Ross and Co. Just got back into the hobby in March and I've learned so much. Just need to put it all into practice." As I said, mate, there's no great rush when you come to this hobby. And anybody that says they're not learning still, even if they've been in the hobby for 30, 40 years, they're basically lying. Because there's so many things that change in this hobby. You're learning all the time. There's always new tricks, new tips that you pick up as you're going along. Especially with me anyway. And I'm never classed as a... Well, I'm never going to be classed as a professional at what I do. I just build and paint what I enjoy. And the YouTube channel just sort of came about through a friend saying that he'd like to see me do the channel. And that was Colin at Festa 67's workshop. We will be on tomorrow at lunchtime during the Sunday brunch. Dark Rain Model saying, "Crazy kit builder, I had heard quite a few Gundam and car kit builders say that Tamiya are great to use with brush painting, but adding the retarder is an essential, can be hard to get hold of at times." Yeah, that's one of those things that happens every so often. Crazy kit builder, Enamel paints can be thinned down so they are like water and be used as washes and weathering models. Yes, enamels generally can, yeah. But when it comes to my like panel lining or anything like that on my models, if I do decide to do it or not, it's good that I have Citadel paints for that. And there's a number of different washes you can get, like that one there. That's like a Reikland Fresh Shade, which is like a rusty red. And you've got a dirty brown, sort of like making things look a bit muddier. And there's all different washes you can get from Citadel, and they come in very, very handy. You've got Crazy Kit Build, you've got Dark Rain saying Cora, some sound advice there, cheers. And then you got Nigel's modelling mention. Good evening, Nigel. I did say give you a shout out earlier on saying thank you very much for all your support and your great video for getting this in. As I said earlier on, thank you very much for putting me up to where I am now, 3 shy of me 200. So yeah, thank you very much, mate, much appreciated. He's saying, "Hi everyone, just got you all on in the background and heard all the talk about paint. Enamels are awesome but smelly, but throw them away. I have enamels that are over 30 years old and are still okay." Yeah, that's one thing about enamels, they do last for years and years. AK and Mig charge people £5 for a pot of heavily thin enamel paint. Yep. That's one of the reasons why I use Citadel ones, and they're basically the same stuff, but they're just an acrylic version and does the same job. There you got Michael Brun saying hi to Nigel. James is saying hi to Nigel. Cora saying hi to Nigel. Dark Ray Model saying, "Marcus, glad you came back to the hobby. Variety in builds is a good thing, and most importantly, just enjoy your build." Very much so. That's one good thing about modelling. You can change your mind on what you want to do, like that, whenever you feel like it. And we've got Marcus saying cheers to DRM, and then Nigel's Model Bench. As for acrylics, don't read too much into the name. The Vallejo are pretty much a pure water-based paint, which is why they don't smell and don't stick to plastic at all. Yeah, if you don't prime them, models, then as I was saying earlier on, I use an acrylic primer. Well, it's that one from Halfords. It's designed to be sprayed on the plastic, so that gives you a good base coat to stick things onto. Yeah. Then we've got Wendy Hickson saying hi, hugs to Nigel. Okay, should be losing time now. Where's my little... Right, so there. The rest of this bit done now. I mean, everybody has their own favourites when it comes to their paints. I'm not sure which one. Yes, Vallejo primer is rubbish. I'll give you that one 100%. That's why I don't use it. And Nigel's going, Vallejo primer is polyurethane and it's rubbish. It also doesn't stick to plastic. Yep, very true. Tamiya and Mr. Hobby are not true acrylics. They are alcohol based, so are just as dangerous to your health as lacquer. And he's going, Halfords primer is awesome, but again, that is a lacquer based primer. It attacks the plastic and bites into it. Yep, that's one of the reasons why I use that one, because that one's actually designed for spraying on the plastics. For a big can like that, you're only paying about £6-7 I think it is. Can't remember exactly. And you get a number of figures or kits and that lot what you want to prime out of it, so you get quite a bit done for it. Oh, dear me. Should have got myself a glass of orange juice before I started. Throat's getting a bit cruggy. Oh, excuse me. Wow. Dark Ray Model saying, Nigel Modelling Bench, I won't be throwing away any of my enamels, just looking at swapping over to acrylics to save getting unpleasant headaches, not fun. And we've got Hugh going, hi Nigel, did you get any Modeller's World anti-UV varnish from Premium Hobbies in to have a look at yet? Okay. And Crazy Well, one enamel paint I do miss is Humbrol French Artillery Green. That has been long out of production, but did make a great olive drab. Yeah, it did. You got Nigel saying, hi Wendy Hickson, hope you feel better soon. Then Nigel's Monument saying, hi to Hugh Gordon, I have the range of Modeller's World clear coats on their way, mate. Oh. Something else to catch up on and see how they do. You've got Cora Pink saying, this is why I prefer to paint on canvas. Fair enough. Then you've got Dark Ray Model saying, Nigel's Modeling Bench, I use Ultimate Primer, and as a brush painter, its self-leveling properties within the paints. I get some great results with it. I won't use anything else. Fair enough. Crazy Kit Builder saying 0.4, 0.5 needles for primer, and Vallejo primer does stick okay. Different people have different results. But yeah, I generally agree with what Nigel was saying. Sometimes you do have problems with the Vallejo primer. I think it's mostly the black one that I generally have issues with when I do use it, or when I've used it in the past, I should say. It's like now, as I said, I mainly use rattle can primers. Crazy Kit Builder, Ultimate Modelling. Yeah. As I said, everybody has their own view of what products are better than others. So some people like them, some people don't. Nothing we do about that. If you want to brush with Tamiya paint, the Modeller's World Thinner for brush painting, it's brilliant. It's available from Premium Hobbies. Yep. And if you do it through with Nigel's Premium Hobbies, I think, oh pardon me, you get a 10% discount if you use a certain code, don't you, Nigel? If so, just put it up in the chat and people can use it as well. So hopefully that'll help support you a little bit through that as well. Because Nigel does have a discount code, and he's more than welcome to shove it up onto the thing, onto the chat, so people can use it if he doesn't mind. And I don't mind if you do. As I've always said, we're all here to help each other out, especially in this hobby at the moment. Dark Rain Modeler Ultimate Primers are awesome. They are basically badges, sterilised, rebottled. It's the same as the Ammo One Shot. Fair enough. Can't exactly say that I'm a big fan of Ultimate products. Then again, I don't generally use them that much. I can't really give a good view on them because as I said, I don't generally use Ultimate products. So other people have probably better ideas of how they react and how they work with them than me on that one, sadly. Indeed. I've just remembered I've got to give these a second coat. Yeah, pillow. Dark Rain Modeling Ultimate. That bit. The code for Premium Hobbies to get 10% off is NMB10. Cheers, Ross. You're welcome, mate. As I said, it's we need every little bit of help we can get, especially with the cost of things nowadays. If it helps people save a few pennies and then help somebody else make a few pennies, that's all good. And as I said, it's we're all here to help each other out in the long run. That's how we keep this hobby going. Tons of good advice and recommendations. Well, we try to be useful occasionally. Let's see. I've never used UMP, but I have never heard of a bad word said about them. I use Infini for sanding and Mr. Hobby for thinners. Fair enough. Crazy Kit Builder saying, why not just buy Steiner Res instead of imitation brands? Probably due to cost, because one's got a better, more well-known name than the other, so therefore it probably costs, one will cost less than the other. So it all depends on who makes it. I mean, yes, there's a lot of paints out there which are exactly the same brands, but they all cost different costs. So yeah. Nigel saying, sorry guys, I've missed loads of hellos here, so hello again to all. Yep. And hello again to you, Nigel. Oh, I'm gonna see if we can agree on this. Should have done this beforehand, really, but never mind. Yeah, mistake. Get around and mark that off before I do the main part. Okay. Well, like I say, everybody has their own views of what they have of different hobbies and products, so yeah, it's one of those things. Like I said, mine's more towards Vallejo because it's what I'm used to using. So that's what I mainly, that's what I stick to. A lot of people probably disagree with the fact that, but there we go. As I said, each one, every single person has their own ideas. And that's the good thing about this hobby. You learn different things from everybody. Looks like we've got Mason Bolstein joining us. Good evening all, and good evening to you, Mason. We've got Johnny joining us saying, evening peeps. Evening Johnny, welcome to the show. No, if any of you guys see a product on Premium Hobbies that you would like to see reviewed, drop a comment on my latest video, whatever that may be at the time. Fair enough. And that's one thing I do like watching Nigel's channel for, see some of the product reviews that he does. Good honest reviews. No bullshit, and if the product's crap, he'll tell you. Which is what I like about him. Straightforward and to the point. You got Marcus saying hi to Mason and Johnny. Cora Pink saying hey to Mason and Johnny. Johnny saying hello to Nigel and hello to Marcus. And Dark Rain saying, Crazy Kit Builder, I've never heard of Steiner Res before. I discovered UMP Primer a few years back and just stuck with it as I was impressed with it. Yep, fair enough. As I said, with most products, you get sort of used to using them, and therefore you don't change around a lot. And as I said, I've used the Vallejo paints now since I came back into the hobby. I have used a few of the enamels occasionally, but they're not something that I'll go back to using full time like I used to when I was younger. Get on there. Now the main thing now is I've got to make sure I don't knock these over and lose the order that they're in. You've got Johnny saying hello to Cora. Here's something to ponder. Vallejo Model Air 71011 when it first came out was Armour Green. Then changed its name to Tank Green, and now it's changed again and labelled as a dark green RLM 83. Nigel's wondering, saying, in my opinion, Vallejo is awesome for brush painting detail, but beyond that, I don't like it. Revell paints are great for brush painting, but I find they dry slow when sprayed with Revell thinner. Yep. As I said, I don't spray a lot. Everything I do is mainly brush, as you know. So I wouldn't know about that part, Nigel, but thanks for the info on that. Totally agree with Nigel's reviews. Absolutely brilliant and always to the point without any flannel. Yep, definitely. Johnny, question. I have a 30-second scale Tornado and was wondering what colour to use for the Gulf War tan colour. There was various colours he used. There was like it was known as Desert Pink, what the Jags used for the Gulf War sand colours. I do have an enhanced version of one, and it's like there's two different colours. There's like the Desert Pink one, which is that one, or there's the hemp. Now the hemp was mainly used for the Nimrod, but it's your choice. But I think it was almost like a light sand or something like that you can use. I'm not sure. Yeah. Other than that, I haven't really got a clue on that. But I'd normally go for me Desert Pink one for the Tornado. But that's probably the wrong colour. Let's see. Revell paint stick to the plastic like poo to a bedsheet. That's a nice yellow jelly there, Nigel. Thank you very much. And you got Corbink saying, lol, Nigel, you just made me spit me coffee out. Well, at least you didn't swallow it too when it was too hot, love. Johnny, if you use Vallejo for the tanker, you'll have no trouble chipping it. Fair enough. Then Marcus Bronze laughing. And then Nigel saying, sorry, Cora Pink. Are you doing the Airfix Tornado, or is it the Edard one? Because sometimes it can vary. I mean, your colour codes, you can get charts from off the internet that will translate from one paint make to another if you're trying to find certain colours on the colour conversion charts. They generally help. But yeah, there's a number of different colours out there that you can use, and it's just up to you to find the one that you really like the most. Okay, that's them. The engine main pods done. Let me just go. Yeah, I've heard everything from Desert Pink to Desert Sand. Fair enough. Nice one. Thanks for the recommendations. I will get a few pots of Revell and see how it goes. Have you got the 132nd Lancaster yet from Border Models? Yes, that's one thing I'd like to see a review on and see how that goes. Because it's supposed to be an extremely nice kit, but I'd never be able to afford one, sadly. Well out of my price range, that is. Okay, so we get the first coated. Yeah, I'd love to be able to afford one of those lengths, but yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen. And I think if I did get one, the wife would probably end up divorcing me. But I think the kit I'd most likely want to save up, if I was ever going to save up for a really big expensive kit, would be the 48 variant of the 48 scale version of the B-52. But once again, I know if I ever spent that sort of money on a kit, I think my lovely wife would probably end up killing me. So I think if I remember rightly, the 48 scale B-52 is about 800 quid. And I don't think she's going to ever let me spend that sort of money for some strange reason. I just say, not yet, Dark Ray Modeler. The BM Lank, they are running behind. They told me they were working 24/7 to get it done. And John is going, it's actually a Revell. Oh, it's a Revell Tornado at 1/32. So you should be able to, depending on what paint you're using, on your colour call out on the Revell, you should be able to translate it over to, if you're using like the layers like I do, you should be able to find a colour chart to change it over. There's a number of them on the Tinterweb you can use. And that should hopefully give you more of a idea of what colours to use. Ooh, do 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 do. You got Nigel saying, Johnny, it was an emulsion paint that was supposed to be water washable. They struggle to get it off in some cases. Fair enough. Crazy Kit Builder saying, if you want Steiners primer, Steve over at Barwell Bodyworks in Leicester sell full range and is having open day on the 12th. Fair enough. And Dark Rain saying, Nigel's Modern Bench, certainly looking forward to seeing this. Can't wait to see your face when you have it. Then Marcus Brown saying, Ross, it's an investment. Yeah, I can't see my wife seeing me spending 800 quid on a kit and then classing it as an investment. Yeah, that's something that will never happen, I don't think. Then again, the wife's only got herself to blame for getting me back in this hobby. It was her idea. She just got fed up of me moping around the house, so she made me start building models again. But when I first started off this, back in the hobby, I did promise my darling wife that I'd never have more than 10 kits in the house. Yeah. That didn't last very long. So I've now got well over 600. And that's not including the Warhammer stuff. And that I have Dark Running to thank. He got me all into Warhammer. because I just wanted something to I could actually practice painting my figures on, like me German ones and that sort of thing. So he sent me some Warhammer Space Marines and that to have some fun with, and it went on from there basically. So yeah, my Warhammer fetish is basically all down to Dark Ronin. Hugh Gordon, a 50-50 mix of Tamiya XF57 buff and XF78 wooden deck tan makes a perfect desert pink sand. Fair enough. Nigel, it was the desert. It was in the desert after all, so I think it was bait, Tom. No, the 148 B52 is over £1,000 now with all the toys and delivery. Did you see my review on it, Ross? Yes, that's what got me sort of slightly excited about it, because it's something I like the look of, especially with all the extras you can get for it. So yeah, it'd be a very nice kit. So if you want to buy me one for Christmas, Nigel, I'll let you. That way I could tell the missus it was a Christmas present, not me buying it. But then I'd probably end up needing a hanger to display it afterwards, because it is huge. I've got the 72nd one to build, which I'll be doing on a live stream again. I will be building that one on the live stream. The live stream build, I should say. It's the I've got the AMT version, which in its day was probably the best one to get at one point, rather. Whether it is now or not, I ain't got a clue. Johnny's saying, I will try that, Hugh. And you've got Marcus Brown saying, what's the make of the B52? Marcus will tell you what the name of it is. Oh well, Marcus, Nigel will tell you what the name of that thing is. I can't remember the name of it now. HPH, that's it. Marcus Brun, check my channel. There is a playlist with all the reviews of it. I also have the 132 cockpit. Wow, that'll be big. Marcus going, cheers, Nigel. Johnny's gone, Ross has it in the back room under a cover. Yeah, it'd take more than just the back room to cover that thing up. Mrs. says you can buy yourself a shed first. Yeah. I've near enough taken up a quarter of the living room ceiling with the models I've built so far and hanging it from the ceiling. So yeah, I can't exactly see agreeing to seeing my missus actually agreeing to actually letting me take up too much more of it. Let's see, that one. That's the one. Mark's just laughing there. Then you got Don't Worry, I'm saying, Chief, I only showed you the door with Warhammer despite several warnings about how addictive it is. It was you that jumped both feet into the well, you Darth Wally. Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated there. But yeah, it's I mean, don't get me wrong, I enjoy doing my Warhammer stuff. And yeah, it's just a way of taking a break away from building normal models. But that's one of the reasons why I also keep building my normal models separate to the Warhammer stuff. That's why I do them on a Tuesday night. So yeah, if you want to join in on a Tuesday night, again, I start at 10 o'clock. Generally stay on for about an hour and a half. And you're more than welcome to come and join. It's all, again, live chat. So 75% left. Great conversation place. Yeah. Johnny's saying Ross couldn't wait to see how deep the hole is. Yeah, probably. But yeah, it's I said I enjoy doing the Warhammer. It's just, as I said, it's a good way of breaking away from doing normal models. So it just gives you that extra impetus to have a bit of fun doing something different. Nigel's Monument saying, don't get me started on B-52s. The old Revell kit is still the best for shape. The Model Collect is the best for detail, but it's poor for shape. The AMT is okay, but it's very soft plastic and poor shape. Yeah, well, you generally go into a lot more detail on what needs to be corrected on a kit, Nigel, and that's one of the reasons why I do like watching your channel. Me, I just build them out of the box, and they are what they are at the end. With me, so yeah, it's one of the reasons why I do watch your channel quite a bit for that. It's very interesting information you pass on. I'll give you that. But yeah, it's I don't think I could spend the time and effort that you do when you change all the stuff that you do. I'd end up losing the plot, I think. There's times when I struggle enough just trying to get done what I do. Okay. So yeah, that's the engine pod so far. We've got the inside, which is where the aluminium, and then the outside sheathing for the end of the engine. So the lighting's a bit different today because I've had to my daylight bulb, which I normally have above my desk, that's burnt out, so I've had to put a normal one in. So it decided to blow its fuse about half an hour before the show started today. So that use a standard bulb up there, so it doesn't really give as much shine and allow me to show what I'm doing so much. So, but yeah, see if I can zoom in for a bit on it, see if that helps. Oh, here we go. So yeah, you see like the little fairings on the front of the engine. They're all now shiny silver, or aluminium as it should be, on the inside. Just got a few more little ones to do, and then we can stick the rest of the engine pods together. So when are you next doing a stream, Nigel? Is it some point this week coming? So do you actually do live streams at all, Nigel? Or do you mainly concentrate on your videos. I suppose it probably wouldn't be so easy to do live streams when you're doing all your alterations and everything. Let's see. So Crazy Kit was going, instead of build a shed, why not just declare laborism and knock through next door so you can have more room for models? Yeah, very tempting, but I don't think the council will get too happy for me if I nick their housing. They might get a wee bit upset with me. I must admit, I do like using the Vallejo Model Air aluminium when I'm coming to do sort of edges like this and stuff like this. I mean, coverage, you can't really fault it, even for a watered down paint that such as this is. Nope. And the last one. And we should, in all theory, start putting these together. Okay. Oh yeah, take that back out of Zoom for a minute. There we go, back up to full screen. Okay, so far we've got all them ready to go. We'll do some little touch-ups and everything later on. So now we've just got to work out which engines go into which sections. So we have and so it's 43 and 44 you want. So there we are, the short ones. Wiki. Well then, put that into and this is where I start questioning myself whether I've got these the right way around. And that would go into there, like so. Okay. Yep. Okay. So now we'll get the other pieces of the engine. Once we've got these put together, we'll call it a night, because now getting a bit later than I normally stay on. I think I've been on, well, it's now getting up to near the time to finish for this evening. And it's nice to see I've got still 15 people watching. Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying the show. Crazy Kit Builder saying, I have Tamiya B52 in the stash. Now, is that the 100 scale one? The Pink Panther that you've got there, Crazy Kit? If so, I have actually built that one and it's up there. And that's basically what started my love affair for the B52 off. This one, so he goes into that part like so. Oh, just lost one on the floor. How many years? One. Ah! Sorry about blinding you all then with me bald head. Use the full fat paint for this one. Yeah, I forgot to put a bit of glue on in there. Clips. And go. Stitch you together. Wait. Yeah, squeeze it open too far now, aren't you? Okay, now we just need to stick a bit of glue into there, and on there. And put you. There we go. That is one complete engine pod put together. I'm reasonably happy enough with that. Okay, so yeah, one engine pod put together. I'll do some tidying up on that later date. So let's see. Yeah, so looks like Crazy Kit Builder. Yes, it's yes, and it's the. Oops, let's see. Well, we'll call it in there in a minute because we'll change over to top cam again. So it's now getting a bit later than normal. We'll just change back over to face cam. There we go. So yeah, okay, we'll go through the last few things. I think Crazy Kit Builder has actually got the Tamiya kit. Let's see, we'll go. Yes, and it's hard to find it. Live in the stash. Yes, and it's very expensive now as well. I think when I built mine, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, you shouldn't have built it. Should have just left it in the stash and all that lot." But sorry, no. I get kits, and whether they're hard to come by or not, I will build them, and I don't care what other people think. So yeah, it's one of them things. I don't care what people think. But yeah, the I think they're going for about £100, I think now, or something very close to that. The Tamiya one. Let's see. We've got Wendy saying, having to say good night, everyone. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and look after yourselves. And Cora Pink saying good night, Wendy. And Marcus saying good night, Wendy. Dark Rainbow saying good night, Wendy. Take care and keep safe. Michael Haven. I have a Dragon B52 1/144 scale to build. Nice little kit. Yeah, it's supposed to be quite a good kit. But I'll beg to Nigel to say whatever he thinks on that one. He's the oracle for that sort of thing, on whether it's the right sort of shape or whatever. So I'll leave that down to Nigel. Johnny's saying goodnight to Wendy. Marcus Brennan saying hi to Michael. Nigel's modelling saying, Ross, I have made resin wing tanks for the AMT B52H and G. Send me your address at your email address by the looks of it. Yep. .com, and I'll send you a pair. Oh, thank you very much. Very much appreciated. That should make it look good. The wing tanks in the kit are horrible. Yeah, I have looked at them. They look a bit ugh. Michael Naven saying hi, Marcus. Dark Ray Model saying good night, Chief. We'll hopefully catch up with you soon at some point this week. Well, I hope so. Dark Ray Modeler saying good night, fellow modelers. Take care, keep safe, and most importantly, happy modelling. Marcus Ross saying night, DRM. And Cora Pink saying night to DRM. And Johnny saying good night, running. So that's all chat caught up for the time being. I hope you've all enjoyed the show tonight. And I will probably get the engine pods completed and attach to the wings at some point during the week. So hopefully next week when we come back, we should have the wings completed and get them all based first coat onto them at least. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, so I will say good night for now, and I will see you next Tuesday for the Warhammer Tuesday night stream, and I will see you then. So take care, stay safe, and happy modelling.